tell me a little bit about yourself?
I am Enkha, short for Enkjargl, which means peaceful happiness. I am 14 years old, and I live high up in the Altai Mountains in Western Mongolia. I am an eagle huntress. Eagle hunting is an ancient sport in my country, thousands of years old. But there's never been a female eagle hunter. Until now.
What drew you to this sport?
You would not believe the things that eagles can be trained to do. I mean, it is completely beyond all reason. Once they bond with you, they are amazingly obedient and loyal and will do the most astounding things for you, like hunting wolves. Eagles are so powerful they can dive at full speed and drive their beaks into one certain spot on the back of the wolf's skull and drop it in its tracks. My eagle weighs 15 pounds. Even so, I am strong enough to ride on my pony at a full gallop over the Mongolian mountains with her balanced on my arm.
How do the men react to your hunting with an eagle?
I know the men and boys think I am too weak and soft to hunt wolves. You won't last in the cold snow, they say. Your eagle will fly away, and you'll be sitting on your pony with empty hands. But all my life, I've wanted to be an eagle hunter. And the only one who believed I could was Uncle Batu. He watched me sneak out to the eagle cages every day with dinner scraps. He saw me spread my fingers flat so that they could snap the food out of my hand without breaking the skin. He's the one who taught me that even if a bird cannot see me because of the hood over his eyes, he will always remember the taste of me.
Where did you get your eagle?
Well, finally, Uncle Batu decided it was time for me to capture my own eagle. We rode up to the mountain through the cold wind where the nests were blossoming with new life. We climbed up a cliff, laid down on our stomachs, looked down, and saw a nest. It held 2 hungry eaglets. One was bigger, more aggressive. She crushed her brother in eagerness. My heart jumped out of my chest with so much love that it made me shiver. Uncle Batu tied a rope around my waist. He tied the other end to his own belt and wound the slack of the rope around a boulder. Go, he said. I started climbing down, and as he fed the rope out to me inch by inch, I slipped and my foot sent a shower of little pebbles down the rock face. Uncle Batu turned pale, but nodded for me to go on. Finally, I reached the eagle's nest and hid within a hollow nearby. The mama eagle flew back and forth feeding her young. I counted the seconds between each visit and learned her rhythm. As she flew away, I reached out and I snatched my eaglet. I tucked her into the front of my jacket. She squirmed against my chest as I climbed down the rock face. A tingling energy flowed through me, like I was getting away with something, like stealing a bolt of lightning with my bare hands. When we finally arrived back at the village, all the boys ran to greet us. Let me see, they cried as they pressed close. I slid off my pony with my eaglet tucked in my jacket and ducked into the special hut Uncle Batu made for me. I pulled my little eaglet out of her hiding place. I put a leather hood over her eyes and tied her ankles together with strips of rawhide, and then lashed her feet firmly to the bar of the perch that we had made for her. She fluttered her wings and fell upside down, making sounds of distress. It broke my heart, but I told her it's all part of her training. She beat her wings and fell upside down again. This happened over and over as I watched and bit my lips until they bled. Finally, my little eaglet was exhausted, but she was tame. Now she stays peacefully on her perch with her eyes covered. She has learned that it will sway gently if she is calm. I sing and chant to her to imprint the sound of my voice on her ears and fill her heart with my desires. Uncle Batu taught me how to call my eagle. Hookah! Hookah! When she flies up high, becoming just a speck in the sky, I can hardly believe she will come back to me. But she does. Every time I call, she does, just like Uncle Batu said she would. I have won her over with my little bits of fresh rabbit meat. And while she tears at the bloody scraps from the tip of my knife, she lets me wrap her strong wing around my shoulders and lets me snuggle into the place where her heart beats. Now it is second nature for us to ride to the most faraway mountains. I grip my pony's ribs with my thighs as she clings to my arm. On the next hilltop, we see a pack of wolves silhouetted on the ridge. I urge my pony on. Faster, faster! We reach a place where I know the wind currents will help my eagle soar. We stop. I tug at the leather string holding the hood on my eagle's head and gently slide it off. She tenses when she spots the wolves in the distance. Her yellow eyes flicker, her pupils dilate. I raise my arm, and she springs away, her talons stinging my flesh even through my heavy winter coat. I hold my breath as she pumps her powerful wings higher and higher. The wolf sprints away over the snow. I can almost feel how his heart must be beating out of his chest. His stride lengthens, his tail straight out behind him like a fluffy gray flag. My throat tightens. I suddenly want to call my eagle back. But before I can open my mouth, she plunges straight down, talons first. She lands on the wolf's spine and drives her beak right into the back of his skull. They spin together like acrobats, like dancers, like puppies playing a game of tag, except this game has blood, feathers, and fur flying everywhere. I ride towards them and cry, "Hookah! Hookah!" to let her know I saw it. I saw it all! When we finally arrive back home, my mother sends quiet signals that she is proud. Night has fallen, and she is stirring a pot of steaming soup in our cozy hut. She looks at me through the puffs of vapor with her sparkling eyes. They say everything she dares not speak. My mother tells me that she will make me a coat out of the wolf I brought back to keep me warm through the harsh winter. She will stretch the skin out on a rack made of branches and scrape until the pelt is soft. Her needle will pierce the skin over and over until she has fashioned a beautiful long coat to cover me completely. That is how she will send her love along with me. As the night deepens, the men bark insults and banter with each other, while we women remain silent, with only our eyes signaling our thoughts. But how rich these messages are. Through the night, through the steam.
So, what's next for you?
I know there will come a time where I must give my eagle back to the sky. We Kazakhs believe we should not keep an eagle for more than 10 years. My eagle may live to be 40 years old, and when she is 10, it is time for her to find a mate and start a family of her own. It will be hard. I may have to wait and hide until dark falls and sneak quietly away so that she does not try to follow me home. I will be sad, but I will know she is free. I know I will dream about her. And even if I move to the city, have a job, make money, have friends, listen to music, I will never forget the feeling of sitting tall and straight on my little pony on the highest mountain, crying, "Hookah!" with my arms stretched out, knowing that the most magnificent bird in all creation will choose to fly back to me.